Are you gonna get it? Or are you waiting for me? I'm supposed to do it, huh? You want me to throw it? I can. Here, we'll do one of these. Boom. There you go. Oh, pumpkin would have been after that in a heartbeat. Take your time. Hey, what's up, garden friends? Jeff here. Hope you're doing well. I'm great. You say hi, kitten? No? Okay. Just like a cat. Pumpkin, you around here somewhere? There she is. Hi, Pumpkin. She did not look happy about that. And Turbo. Turbo says hello. I have TV for the cats playing on the background, and I just realized that could get me copyright stricken, so you go outside. I actually did have a copyright strike once because of birds in the background. Some YouTube channel or something, or it was like an audio background thing. They hit me up and they're like, oh, this is ours. Like, no, it's not. I'm outside. That's nature. What the heck? It's the joys of YouTube. Anybody can put a copyright strike down and not much you can do about it. That's neither here nor there. I just opened up a bunch of stuff from Plant Delights. That's why this box is here. And now it's over there. Oh, it's been windy. And that is why there's a pile of potting mix behind this container. Because I knew that was going to happen. Not get anything passed on me, whether I know what's going on. Okay, Monstera is down too. I need to focus on some other things. We're supposed to have several days of rain coming up. And I want to get some things done out here that have been bugging me. And something that's been bugging me is having all this stuff scattered around the table. So, succulent planter. You watching your friends, Turbo? Yeah, you like those fish? He loves those fish. He's not even interested in the pool anymore. All he wants to do is sit there and stare at the fish, which I'm fine with. I'm not mad about that at all. Oh, wind. Yeah, I don't see a reason to set up the nice umbrella when we have this weather that's just shredding them to pieces, right? I wonder how much of this I'm going to be able to get done without the table blowing away. The table's not going anywhere. It's the umbrella blowing away. So I have a ton of succulents here. I'm going to be doing a combination of hardy succulents. These are mostly sempervivums. They're all from Mountain Crest Gardens. The haul not that long ago. May have been out by now. Not sure. It'd be kind of backwards if it hadn't been. That was a combination of their hardy succulent package, which are over here. You can't see them yet. And then assorted sempervivums. I have planted this up before. It's very large, so it takes a lot of succulents to fill it up. And I figured it would be a good idea for a change to get a lot of hardy stuff in here and save some money, right? Because you gotta replant them every single year. Got some stuff in here that'll be perennial. I'm gonna mix it in with some other things because I have tons. I have tons and tons and tons of succulents here. Not all of them are going to go in here. Like these are some sedum types that are going to get way too big. They're too big for this. So I'm probably not going to use these in here. But all this other stuff that you can't see, you don't know what's going on. It's over there on the other side of the clamshell. That's what I've been talking about. That's it. There's an awful lot of them. I have a cactus and, well, this is cactus palm citrus mix. It's just a well-drained potting mix. Can you even hear me? My mic just fell on the floor. This is going great. That's never happened before. Has a magnet on it. Usually stays on just fine. As I was saying, it's a little bit moist, but it's not compacted. So gonna have to break it up. And then they should just set right into this mix. I could maybe add some sand to this. I don't know. I think it's just because it's moist. Always good to check the texture, right? And I don't mind this being moist either. I think that that's going to be helpful in the long run because I don't always like to heavily water in the succulents. Sometimes it's good to just get them plopped into place with a mix that's already fairly moist. I'll make sure that that's even throughout here. There are drainage holes in this, and this isn't a real clam. Did I need to tell you this is not real? It's not real. Fake. A fake clamshell. Did not pull this from the ocean. I think that would be bad. All right, I'm going to start with the big guys, ones I'm going to consider to be annuals or potential houseplants, ones that I can pull out when I, start to get cold outside. This one's called Pink Reef, Coral Reef Pink. That's the name on that one. Doing everything backwards through the viewfinder. There it is. Has a really nice pink margin to it. Start with the big ones and work around everything. These are going to be happy. These are like straight peat moss. I think they're going to be glad to get into something that drains better. Well, that's not that bad. I think that should be okay. I have 2 of these and I have 2 of another one. I would like them to be pretty random in here. So I'm not going to put much thought into where they go. Gonna pop them on in here. The other two that I have are these right here, which are the Topsy-Turvy. Topsy-Turvy is an interesting echeveria in that it can be pretty dang cold hardy. So if you're gardening in I would say like a 7B, then this would be one to try in the garden. You want to put it in a sheltered spot, make sure it's really great drainage, but it might overwinter for you in the ground. Is it not deep enough for the Topsy-Turvy? I'm gonna make it work. There we go. Good thing this one has a little bit of a lean to it. That's actually gonna help with it leaning. Do I have room to put even more of these in? It might look weird to not have the rest of them in here. And I just kind of want to get these planted. If I'm being totally honest here. I'm trying to get stuff cleaned up and off of the patio, which is just a matter of getting things planted and having them all together. Makes it so that they're not in my way anymore. Do this other one back here. This is going to, okay, that's a lot of wind. Okay, I thought the umbrella was gonna go. It didn't. It's still here. I was debating whether or not to end up placing this over into the garden or maybe on the long table that's over here. Whoa, it's turning. Back there behind the love seat. It's all messed up. Up there when I have all the spring annuals off of there. So having some height here wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing in the back to be looking back at things, right? Don't want all the tall stuff in the front, just in case I do decide to put it back there. Now, these are a lot bigger than I remember them being. That's that's a stupid spot. I don't know why I put that right there. Go maybe this one right here. Get these in a little bit closer together, which I think will end up looking nice. Like that, yeah. Okay, so doing some rearranging. That's part of, whenever I do a succulent planter, move things around quite a bit. That wind, I don't know if that's coming through on the microphone or not, but it is extremely intense. There are some storms rolling in. It should be here tomorrow. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. But the way that wind is ripping, I'm kind of wondering what we have in store for us. Might be getting ugly. I watered that Areca palm extra heavily just because I was thinking, oh, it's going to be windy. Want the soil to be nice and damp. That'll help hold it down. I think that plant has grown up beyond that point. It's going to take more than some damp soil to hold it down in place. For the rest of this, I'm just going to be taking these and just plugging them in. Not going to put too much thought into it. The only real thought I have for where these go is that anything that's more of a crawler or a trailer, like these, well, this, whatever the heck this thing is, they're sending an assortment, so I don't know what all these are. Those will go more towards the front where they can, come out the edge, the scallop, the lip. Is that what we call it? I don't know. Ew. I have a pack of 50 assorted, just nice looking succulents behind me that aren't hardy. There are a few sempervivums in the mix, I think, that I was going to try and get into this. But I don't actually know if I'm going to be doing that anymore because I remembered, I'm sorry, think about what I'm going to say before I start recording. I remembered, yeah, these are sempervivums. They're going to want to spread. They may not do a ton of that this year, and some sempervivum have different degrees to which they will spread. But I should probably not overfill it. I'm going to overfill it. It's a succulent planter. We all know what's going to happen here. This is going to be absolutely jam-packed, but this will be a good survival of the fittest. Really, you're going to see who's going to live the longest by who spreads the fastest. I think about the only level of thought I've put into this so far is making sure that none of them are too terribly close, except for these guys right here. They're too close. And there's a lot of red on one side, and I pick one that's red, then maybe go with red on the other side. But that's about it. And I'm also trying to make sure I reserve a good variety of things on the table here for me because this is way too much for this container. I was thinking that it wouldn't be enough, but then I decided to put these things in there, and now I'm going, oh, well, now I have way too much, but that's okay, because I have another clamshell. This one has pretty loose soil on it. That looseness, that is actually helpful. It means I can work it in there a lot more easily. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do too much more than that. I know it looks sparse, but remember, the Semps are going to want to spread. So I need to allow them the opportunity to do some of that, right? I can still go through and we'll handle the fronts. And I could pop in more of the, let me look at my tropical ones. I looked, wouldn't be worth it. I was thinking I could use more of the tropical type of succulents to pack in around the back of this, but what would the point of that be? Most of them are large rosette shaped, just like these, but shorter than these, so you wouldn't even see them. That would be stupid. That was a bad idea. I'm glad I didn't do that. Thanks for talking me out of it, everybody. Always good to have you here and on my side helping me out with things. What else do I have to go in the front? I know I have this guy. I love these. These are fun because they remind me of a blue spruce. They have a good color to them. I don't know if I actually have enough to go around the rest of these openings in here. Pretty sure I don't. They mostly just sent Echeverias, not Echeverias, Sempervivums with the hardy succulent mix. Then those other sedums that have more of that upright growth habit to them. There's one more over here that I can take it very gently pull out of here. This one feels very fragile. It's a nice little sedum. Look at all the texture in there. Those tiny little leaflets. Love that. Just work that in there. And I should find some gravel to top dress this with. I don't know. I may have gotten ahead of myself in this video. May have not been ready to film it because I don't think I have a gravel that I would like to top dress this with. I would want it to be something with more of a gray tone. I have some pea pebbles. I don't think that would look very good in here. And I still have this divot right here where I should put something too. Maybe whatever this is. That's a little. That would work. I also feel like it's so small. What's the point? I don't even really feel motivated to plant that because it's so tiny. Well, I need something there. I could just put another Sempervivum right there. Let that spread out because it has more of a lip. It's more of a flat spot, that is, right here. It's flat where they can come out and onto it. Ooh, I like this one. I don't necessarily know why, I just do. Hard to describe why. The others, they're more green and there's lots of reds, but this one, maybe it's the purple tone that's in there. I don't know, I just like it, and I thought you should know about it. I really think that I enjoy potting up the Sempervivums more than the Echeverias. I love Echeverias. They're one of my favorites. Actually, they probably are. My favorite succulents just as a group of plants, it's got to be the Echeverias. But these guys, I don't have to worry about messing up that nice powdery blueness that you have on the foliage of a lot of Echeverias. With these, you can just, put your fingers all over them, squeeze them into place. Very simple. They're very forgiving. Echeverias tend to pop apart a lot more easily. Just realized I do have, I'm pretty sure, I have some grayish aquarium gravel in the house somewhere that I'm probably not going to use on a tank. I could probably put that in here. Just be a matter of finding it. I have an entire rack system in my basement that's full of old aquarium supplies, so I don't think that's where my gravel is. That's where it would make sense to put the gravel, but we all know that doesn't mean that's where it is. All right, made it fit. All these, that's how many it took. They are going to spread, they're going to fill out. I'll have to be pulling on them and stuff like that and then separating them out into other areas, and I am okay with that. I'm actually looking forward to it. Before I water this in, I think it would be smart to go and find the gravel first, right? Get that top dressed and then water it in to help hold all this stuff in place. This soil is just gonna rush right out the front if I don't do that. This is perfect. Just the right amount. It's a nice gray color. It's exactly what I wanted for this. And hopefully I have enough in here to do some more, because I would really like to get more containers planted up, not just this one. So I have all those regular succulents behind me that I've been referencing. It'd just be great to get those up and off the ground and get them planted up, especially because we're going to be having a lot more overcast the next several days. That's a good type of weather to have to help get these guys acclimated. I think I'm just pouring gravel all over the tops of a lot of these. I need to be a little bit more careful about how I do this. Maybe. It might be more fun actually to just go for it. If it were a finer sand, then you just use a brush and brush it right out of there. But with this stuff, I don't know. I'm not sure how well it's going to come out of everything. I'm trying to direct the flow of everything as best as I can. The fronts of these are going to be heavily reliant on these sedums growing in to actually hold back the soil. Best thing I can do is really, I can just try and pack it in there, but it doesn't want to stay. So those really, they just need to grow into place. That's going to be the best way to hold the soil in place. It's going to have the sedum in front for some erosion control. I'm making a big mess here. Oh, doesn't that look so much better? So much better. Got to fill in those gaps. There's still some spots right in there, but it's just, you know, gravity. There's not much I can do about that. This will fill in over time. The plants themselves, they will spread around. You need to lift some of them up. I'm going to use probably a chopstick, I'm thinking, to go through here and knock the gravel out of the rosettes in the spots where they've collected. You can see there's a whole bunch in this one back here. That's probably the best way to get those out. Otherwise, this is good. This is done. This stuff right here grows very quickly. So this will fill this out fairly fast. This, I don't know about that one. And this one, don't remember the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's one that should fill that out fairly soon. I like this. It's not over the top. Well, I guess it's a little over the top. There's like 40 different separate vivums in here, but you know what I mean. I think that it's there's enough room. I got everything in here, and there's still enough room for things to go ahead and start to spread out, and I can pull and maneuver so that they don't choke each other out, which is what I'll have to do here. Now what I need to do is find my other clamshell, my smaller clamshell. That was the wrong way, meant to zoom out, not in, and get some more stuff potted up and set this someplace sheltered while things settle in for the next several weeks. Probably, I don't know, maybe under the glider. We'll get some morning sun. It'll be protected from really hard downpours of rain. That might be the way to go. Okay, I'm on the fence about this one. It's falling apart. Oh, and this is that one that doesn't stand up straight too. That's gonna be a problem. Why doesn't it stand up on its own? I can't remember just the way it's shaped. I think it was meant to be displayed like this, which makes absolutely no sense at all. Why would they not make it so you could sit it upright? I guess that they think that this is upright. That works, but it looks kind of stupid. Whatever, that's fine. The water will drain out that way. I'll be setting it in the garden regardless. And I suppose all the spots that look bad are going to be covered with soil. Is this going to hold up though? Okay, I went and I looked, couldn't find my other clamshell. I don't want to use this. I remember it being really annoying. It doesn't want to stand up on its own. It's just stupid. So instead, I don't think everything I have is not going to fit in here. Although maybe it will. You know, you pack these things in nice and tight and they can all go together. This is a self-made umbrella planter. It's made to go right there, right? So I drilled a big hole in the middle, and then I have this piece of PVC here for the pole to go through. And instead of just cutting a piece of PVC the right size, I bought a couple of couplers and had them silicone together. The dumbest way to do that. That's what I did. It's what I have to deal with now. And it's fine. The silicone didn't hold because, you know, it's silicone on PVC. It's holding up just fine on the bottom of this container. There's no drainage in this. I think that I did that because I want to protect the table, but I can still put drainage in this. I just need to do it more towards the outer edge here. I didn't want water to pour out of this and go into that hole that the umbrella sits in because things could rust out. So I'm going to drill this out. I grabbed a bit. Grab it here so I can show you. It's a nice big chunky one. I think that that's a 1/2 inch, probably. If it ever set on here, then it's gone. 3/4. Bigger than 1/2 inch. That's what this is. Okay. 2 holes. That should be plenty. See, I tried to get, they're not perfectly even, but they're towards the very edge of the pot. That's about as far out as I can get. Now I need to grab a rag and dry this down so that I can reattach this piece. This is all taking way longer than I thought it would. Like 35 minutes have passed between that last planter and this one because just kept finding other things I need to do in order to get to this. And the other clamshell wasn't working out. I am putting on a bead of Gorilla Glue, a heavy bead. You're supposed to damp this down and then clamp it. I'm not going to do that. There's no time for that. What I'm going to do instead is get this set in place. I'll give it a minute. Just stay there. Hold still for 1 minute to let the glue start to set up and dry it. Mostly just don't want it all over my fingers. I'll just apply pressure and hold that down. I feel like such an idiot. This is PVC. I could have used PVC bonder. Probably. I'm usually use that inside of the fitting, not necessarily flat end to flat end, but that would, maybe it would have worked. I don't know. If it had, it would have been nearly instantaneous. So that is, it's had a moment to dry. Not as long as you're supposed to give it. I'm going to Gorilla Tape it together and get going with the plants. And how much you want to bet that this is going to be a disaster? Because this is still loose and Gorilla Tape likes to stick to your skin. Okay. Probably would have been fine to just do the tape to begin with and not even have the glue on there, but I figure this way there's an extra line of defense. Foam probably would have worked. That should be good. I think that's good. Okay, now soil. Finally, add the soil into here and get going with the planting. That's the most exciting part. I hate when you have to go on side quests to get things done, especially when you're already into the video. I mean, this is a rule for everyday life. It's no fun having to go on a side quest. Things that being more complicated than you think they are, but when you're filming the video, it's like, oh, come on. I just wanted to have a good time. This is gonna take forever now. Gotta glue things up and tape them, but it's gonna be worth it though, because I think that this is gonna look really nice. Succulents are the perfect thing to have on the table here, because I don't really want anything on the table that needs to be watered very often, and because sunlight's gonna be filtered light right here. Oh, and everything I'm putting in here, pretty sure for the most part, are things that stay relatively short. I don't want to put anything that's tall up here. It's gonna obstruct your view when you're trying to talk to people who are on the other side of the table. All right, I will be shocked if I can get these all in there, but you know I'm gonna try. Now, I somehow completely forgot that I do have a potting tray. I could have been doing all of this in the entire time. And had I remembered that, there wouldn't be soil all over the table right now. And that was, of course, the entire reason that I got the potting tray, was so that I wouldn't make messes like this and get soil all over the table. Oh well, here we are. I like this one. Ones with that soft, whiter color, the pink tips on them. Those are some of my favorites. I'm having to pull some of the roots off of these, but that's okay. They're succulents. They can take it. Should go with the biggest ones first, right? That's what I was doing. It's the most logical thing to do. I'm taking these root balls and just popping them off, dropping them into the random pots that I have sitting over here. This guy's kind of big. Might be a little bit taller than something I would want in here, but no, that's fine. Put them all in here. There will be room. I will make it happen. There will be room for everything in this pot. Famous last words. Most we get like 4 more things in here and then go, uh-oh, I ran out of room. I can see that happening. That would make sense. Sempervivum. I'm gonna hold on to that. Cold hardy succulents, they don't need to go into this mix right here when I get all these fun, colorful guys in here. Not that sempervivums aren't fun and colorful. They're very fun and colorful, but I have other uses for them. And well, that other container that I just did, as well as in the landscape. You can always pop them out into the landscape. I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing really to have sempervivums in here though, because that would just make it so that there might be some stuff that overwinters in here. However, that's totally unnecessary for things to overwinter in here, because I'm just going to be lifting this and taking it inside potentially in the wintertime. It's a small container, no reason that I can't take this and bring it inside. Oh, what is that? Something got over my nail, it stings. All right, I've met my match. There's still 17 left out of the 50. I think that's pretty good. I know there are going to be people who are concerned about them having space to grow together. Don't worry, because it doesn't matter. It's not meant to be a lifelong planter. It's supposed to be, maybe a year max, and can pull things if need be, which I know I will need to, because there's probably one Nuremberg here, another one on the other side, and they tend to be a larger echeveria. The rest of them, I don't know for sure. There's some Lolas in here. Lola doesn't get very big, so it's a good one to have inside of these containers. I did the best I could to not have any dirt showing, but you know, that can be tricky to pull off when you're trying to also not get your fingers all over everything. Oh, I missed the spot. I was trying to rinse that soil out. Yeah, nice combination of things. Got some height in the middle, but not too much. Managed to squeeze a Haworthia in there. This should be good for this location because, like I said, it's going to be sheltered underneath the umbrella. It won't have much direct light, a little bit of direct sun in the morning, and that's it. This is going to be sheltered. Not that the succulents can't take the sun. They definitely can take the sun, but it's going to be better when they're crammed this close together for them to not be getting just pounded with light, because they, you know, typically would want some air movement around them, right? But they'll be fine. Just trust me, because I said so. It's going to be fine. I like it. I think it looks good. Lots of color. Not as much as I had hoped for. So these these guys right here, these big old sedums back there, those I bought separately. Everything else that was in here came as a pack, and it's a lot of these blues and grays and greens. Not much red. In fact, I think this might be the only plant that came that has much of a reddish tone to it. So it was difficult to try and get some colors evened out here. That's why I broke into the sedum that I already had, because I wanted this to have some more color to it. That looks nice. That's the perfect thing to have underneath the umbrella. I'm not going to bother putting it there right now. I'm going to go ahead and set this underneath the glider with the Sempervivums. Can you see them down there? You see them? They're chilling. Want these things to have some time to get settled in, partially because we're supposed to have some storms over the next several days, and temperatures going to be shifting all over the place. So it seemed like the best thing to do is just set it up, put some place where they'll be protected, and then pull them out in, I don't know, week or two, get them set into place. Also, it's going to be easier to water them should I need to water them, which I know doesn't make a lot of sense. I was talking about setting them underneath the glider to shelter them, but that's so I can be in control of the water and not have downpours of rain from the sky watering them. Does that make sense? I was hoping to clear out all my succulents in this video, but I don't think it's going to happen. Probably not, because I'm losing light. It's like 7:30 at this point. I started at 5:30. Having to use a different planter set things back quite a bit. Having extra succulents to work with, those are champagne problems. I'm not going to complain. Sorry. Bug fly. It's a bug. Ugh. There are these gnats out here that will fly directly in your mouth. And that just happened. Anyways, hey, hope everybody's doing well, having a great day, great life, and everything's just going absolutely beautifully for you. Comment down below. What are you doing in your garden? Got some fun things going on? Do you try the umbrella planters? They sell planters that are actually made for the umbrellas. They're stupid expensive. I think there's some plastic ones I've seen on Amazon that are more affordable, but I'm not crazy about how they look. That's why I just opted to do it this way, is just make my own instead of spending $70 to $90 on one, right? This makes more sense. All right, as always, and most importantly, everybody, keep on growing. Bye.